Okay, welcome to video 5 in this 6-video series. This week we're going to be doing still lifes, and I guess we've been doing still lifes like the whole time, so that's not different. But I guess the big difference is that instead of just drawing one thing where you're just kind of focusing on form and just understanding one object, now we're adding to the complexity, and you have to understand how a bunch of objects, in my case 5, kind of relate to one another in a realistic way. So I think a lot of different approaches for this is like totally valid. I think some instructors will say like look at the entire kind of almost abstract shape that all the different objects create together. That's one good way to do it. Or you kind of focus on one object, like I'm doing here. I'm just drawing the skull. And then that's kind of a good way to sort of gain entrance to the drawing because you're kind of already into it by the time you get to the other stuff that you maybe care a little bit less about. And then you kind of just add that stuff. I'm using ink again today just because, well, a few reasons. Frankly, it's easier for me to record myself drawing overhead than it is over the shoulder. But again, I just really like drawing with ink. Though I realized after I finished this that I'm using the wrong pen. Like I've got a few of these different kinds of pens, and this is a much older one. And so I was like, while I was doing it, I was confused as to why like the line I was getting was so chunky. And it's because I'm using a thicker brush, which is totally fine. It was just kind of, I was confused as I was drawing this thing. So drawing a skull here, and again, like it's a nice entry point. I think this is a 10-minute drawing. I looked at the video, but this is sped up to twice as fast. So I think I spend like 6 minutes on the skull and then do the hat and then the rest of it. Yeah, see, I'm just like, why is this tip so thick? I'm just drawing the fold of the hat here, and then I think sometimes it's actually much easier to draw hats on things, like especially as cloth. And so you can see here that I added, so if we look at the photograph on the upper left, you can see that that detail is not there, but that kind of extra part of the hat that I added, but I felt like it just needed it. It looked like there was something missing, so I just added it. I'm just doing a little bit of shading here to create some depth. It's like the nasal cavity right there. And yeah, I'm just kind of going for the skateboard wheels. I think maybe one drawback to this is that I maybe don't care as much about the skateboard wheels as I do about the skull. Or that black thing is a light meter that I'm drawing right now, and I'm shading the side of. But it's really helpful to kind of do these kinds of drawings again because it kind of really grounds you. You can kind of really think about how different things relate to one another. And I think for me, 10 minutes is like a good amount of time for this kind of thing. Especially if it's just for practice. Again, you can see I'm just doing some really simple shading here to kind of, again, create depth. And that's really the reason that I'm doing shading in this drawing, is just to make sure that, you know, these different objects stand out from one another. I'm just going to shade under the hat now, and you can see I'm doing some contour shading. I'm following the contours of the skull. Sorry that my head's in the way. And doing a little bit of the eyes. You know, I think eyes for skulls, it's kind of actually tough because I'm not really sure how much really they should be shaded. I'm not super happy with how I shaded those eyes. I think it looks weird. Yeah, and I think in terms of this being like a quick in terms of critiquing my own drawing, I think the eye sockets, the left one needs to be up a lot more. It looks really weird. But that's all right. Again, it's just like a 10-minute drawing. It's not that big of a deal. It's probably good that you're seeing some not so great drawings too. Yeah, just drawing the apple box that it's on, and there it is. Doing a little bit more shading underneath the hat, and yeah, that's it. That's a nice kind of still life practice right there. Let's look at some still life drawings by Van Gogh. So Van Gogh was a 19th century, and I don't know if he lived into the 20th century. I should look that up. I don't remember exactly when he died, but really brilliant artist, incredible drawer, and one of the greatest painters of all time. And we're looking at two quick sketches of Van Gogh of some flowers. And you can see that he's kind of focusing on the overall shape, especially in the one on the right, more than kind of individual stuff. Here's a really nice example of just like a landscape. I think this picture is just so amazing in terms of like how he shaded it with these different directional lines. And just looking at like the trees here and the way he drew these trees, I think it's just somebody with like a really unique vision. Really interesting. Here's a drawing of Van Gogh's bedroom, from I think the perspective of the doorway. And you can see it's a pen drawing. And again, he's just kind of seeing how things relate to one another. I think that's one of the major goals and advantages to drawing this way, is to kind of get your mind to think about not just one single thing, but how a bunch of things kind of look and relate to one another. And then lastly, here's just a really nice still life of a loom, and actually a weaver at the loom too. And this picture is just really energetic. You can see like all these different posts of the loom are kind of leaning to the right. And again, just a really nice, really dynamic, amazing drawing.